Okay, so we decided to move ahead with these uh, tasks. So class design, design pattern, but I added this one, nestjs small POC. So what happened is that we were designing our HLDs, LLDs. I'll show. So we were doing our database design earlier, in which we completed most of the part. Uh, कुछ कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो कि अभी डिसाइडेड नहीं है, सो दे आर रिमेनिंग, बट वी completed most of our database design. Now we have to move ahead with designing low level. So यहाँ पे class design करनी है and then design patterns देखना है. So I looked around some articles and all कि कैसे हम लोग LLD डिज़ाइन कर सकते हैं, कैसे डिज़ाइन पैटर्न्स. बट बिफोर दैट I guess it would be much easier for us to explore and learn and understand the differences between design patterns and class-based designs by building a POC. So I thought, why not building a small POC where we utilize nestjs. I don't know nestjs. I have been using Node with Express only. So nestjs, then we will explore some design patterns. So there is this site, refactoring.guru. This gives example of multiple design patterns. So we will look at some of the design patterns, and then we'll go for solid principles as well. So I'll just type that as well, solid principles. So we'll go through each of these and try to design something better with this. And once we are able to make POC with these, then we will go and implement these in our actual project. Now, I don't want to over-engineer our project, so let's go and explore few of these design patterns, and then we'll move ahead. For POC, I just thought we'll make a task manager. That's it. Similar to this one. Not similar to this one, way basic. Just add CRUD operations of some tasks, and that's it. So we will go. So what I will do first is that I'll just create a simple task manager. Then we will try to implement this principle and see how things work differently. I don't know if we will be able to we will be able to utilize task manager for our understanding कि हम लोग सारे डिज़ाइन पैटर्न्स उस पर बना सकते हैं कि नहीं, बट लेट्स सी. So I'll just open this one with code and then let's see. Yeah. Let's now also, before going into solid principles and design patterns, I don't know about nestjs, so we will look at nestjs as well along with it. So let's go with and search for nestjs, and we'll go through some documentation how we can utilize nestjs, and then after completing first phase will be completing. I'll just write it. First phase would be to build base basic task manager with nest. So that way I know how to use nest. Then we will go ahead and implement solid. So before solid principles, yeah, like implement solid principles and discover design design points. So we'll go through these two steps. First one will be this, like we will just design task manager and then we will implement these principles, because we are learning nestjs as well. Don't want to collide these. Now let's go and We'll see how we can move ahead to works in TypeScript and Node.js. So uh, we need Node.js, and I hope I have Node.js since this is a different one. So version, yeah, 9.7. Let's see Node version 14.7, and it requires version greater than 20, so I'll just upgrade this. Um, update Node. Download the latest. I thought we can do it by commands. Yeah, you have to download. Current one is 24, 22 is long-term support. We'll go for installer. And meantime, checking for installer. If you want to install. Now we have latest version. Mm, yeah. Now we can go ahead and set up our node. So we can create a new nest project with the following command. We create a new nest project with this one. Dash strict feature, project name, the project name I created. So we already have a project name, so I'll just copy this one, install it globally, and then we will nest new project name, nest new. We have major version change for anything as well. Dot. I guess it will create here. The term nest is not recognized. So we can do nest new npm. I wonder why there is a test file here, though there is a test folder separate. See, and then we'll see we have this project structure, we have controller files. So basic controller, a module, I don't know what modules is, so let's see, a service and an entry file. Include as a function which will bootstrap our application. So it's using factory method, I guess, and yeah. So as well, it's method accessible. This is usually a default. So you can start our application with this one. To watch for file changes, you can start with this. See, we got an error in ts config and why cannot find type declaration body parser express just super test. So um, type declaration type install or express type slash express. So I got express body parser, so assume it's the same type as body parser, then express regard express this type slash yep, anything else, just super test, forgot just and super test, just super test, done. Anything else, now it will be ready. We move ahead, explore some files. So this is controller. Use type declaration here similar to Spring Boot. So I have been working on Spring Boot. I kind of know like it works like this. This is something different as it do not write function like this. But currently on this, we don't know what module is. So we'll look at this. A service is kind of service only, but injectable, and then there is main. Let's go. We should start with npm run start. Then compiled. I guess started, but we don't know the port of it. Hmm, works. Let's see. We get. So we have a controller here which has get hello, and I guess it's serving on home. So local host colon 3000. Yeah, works on 3000. And I never used linter before, neither formatted. So let's see that. Let's go with controllers. We have controller. I know what controller is. So for a task manager, let's just define a task manager. So for a task manager, we need couple of we need CRUD operations only. So I'll just say what we need in a task um, schema. So for a task, we need uh, for a task we need task ID. We need uh, we need a title for it, maybe a description for it. So I'm just keeping title only. Then we need a date, maybe due date. Then we need a type, what type of task it is. Then what? So we got task ID, we got title, we got due date, we got type, and I'm not using any users here, like which task belong to whom. So everybody sees whatever the tasks are. And that's it. We got the type. I guess for now this works. And the methods we need is what? Create. Um, so create, update, delete. These are the classic. Get a particular task and then get all tasks. And in create, we just so I'll just write what are the requests and response. Maybe that works well. I don't know this. Um, so for create, we give request. In request, we give ID and and rest. No, not for ID. We can just we give title. We give um, due date and we give type. So this is the request, and in response we get the task object, like whole task. Then random message, maybe success message. Then in uh, update we pass whatever we want to update. So title, and all these are optional. So I'll just add question mark. Due date, we might update due date, we might update its type. And in response, we again get our task object and a message. So for get task, get task, we we give the task ID. Yeah, so we need to give task ID as well. Task ID. Um, and then we get uh, uh, now let's so we were writing these, and so in request we'll send the task and task ID, and then we get task object back. uh, we get all tasks, get all tasks, and in request we just send. What do we send? We send nothing. uh, In request, we just send nothing, and in response, we get all tasks array, right? So right now, only these are the things. Now let's move ahead with, I don't know what this yellow border is. Now let's move ahead with this and code this. So we got our controller. We have very few routes. So we have right route for create, for update, for get task and get all tasks. I'll write them. So we need to implement them here in service. We need to write the routes in controller. But let's see about the modules. So it says imports and then controllers providers. Let's see. So we know about controller. Um, let's go with provider. Provider is a core concept. Space menu. The basic accessories. So these are the providers like factories, helpers, services, suppose. Um, the key idea behind the provider is that it can be injected as a dependency, allows object to form various relationships with each other. The responsibility of wiring up these objects is largely handled by REST running system. So it's similar to how Spring handles its object injection, dependency injection, and all, where we just it creates beans and then inject it. Similar to that, we can understand that how this wires up. We make objects of services, repos, factories, and all, and it injects them basically. And that's what I understood from it. Since Nest enables you to design and organize objects, we strongly recommend following solid principles. So we'll go there as well. It's Wikipedia link. Um, we got this service where it's a simple service. We define the array. So we will be using uh, in memory as well because I don't want to extend this POC. Uh, we got some methods here. Then we got an interface. We can make interfaces. We can make a controller. Now, now let's go with modules. A module is a class that is annotated in model. The decorator provides material that Nest uses to organize and manage the application effectively. So application has at least one module, the root module, which serves as the starting point. User office and interface. The provider that will be instantiated by Nest in return may be shared across this model. So I guess if we want to, let's say, build a task controller and we want to we want Nest to handle the injection of providers, which in our case will be, let's say, service, task service. So in that case, we will have to create a module for task, which and in providers I'll give task service in here, so it will know that what are the services it needs, what are the providers it needs to inject. I guess so. Import the list of imported modules that export the providers which are required in this module. I'll have to look for an example. So we got this. We don't have any imports here for what I was wondering. We got this import here. So this is app.module.ts and this is cat.ts. To create a module using CLI, we define cat module and moved everything related to this module into cat's directory. And do we have any? No. So yeah, here it is. So we got a cats directory which has everything about cats, and then there is app. So Following this, we will create a directory for task. So let's go with task, and in task we will create all our providers and interfaces. It has everything related to cat here, and just to make sure कि हमारे जो भी ये जो डायरेक्टरी है ये ऑपरेशन में रहे, we got an import here. Fairly simple. I guess this much works for now. So let's go and let's create this. We will create a DTO here, obviously. We'll create an interface for task because we just saw like we just that's why I took a type in here, a type, so that we can explore, like let's say there is a type of task and we want to make add more types in future, how can we um, so we'll create a okay, we will create a DTO for task, and I'll just check what is the CLI command for it. Mm, So we are able to create modules with Nest global module cats. To create a module using CLI, simply execute the command. And for creating a controller, you can use a CLI spread generator name g resource name says resource name. I don't know if I have to use resource here. Let's see. So I'll go with cat only first. So Nest G resource cat. Okay, so we go with REST API. Would you like to generate CRUD entry points? Yes. And we got cat. Nice. This is quite good. And we got a DTO for cat. Uh, this is create one. This is update one. We got entities for cat. We got controllers, test file controller, which has everything. This is all we need. So, and I guess we got it here. Yeah, we got importing here. Let's delete this and continue. Yeah. Let's do the same thing but with task. But before that, I'll remove this as well. Remove the cycle bin and let's create this task. REST API, yes. Um, this got an error because we don't have cat module now. So let's remove this and this too. So we got an import for our task module. We got tasks, DTO, and everything. Let's design the entity first. We got our entity here, and let's go with this flow. So we got task ID. And this. Now I don't know how do we, since we have const and all this. How do we do it? I guess directly task ID. Yeah, like TypeScript. So got task ID, we got title, due date, and type. So title, uh, in title it is also string. Okay, we don't know what to use this. I guess we use semicolons. Task ID, title, due date, which is date works and type. It's an enum. So, um, what are the types of a task for now? Uh, Currently, we can let's ask GPT. So, for a task, for a simple task manager, what can be the types of tasks? Yeah, so maybe we can use priority different and then, you know, priority different and then type different. So these could be the types, while priority could be different thing. We can add priority here. Type, we got type. We can add priority here, and we can add status here. These are the things. So with type, we can go with these: work, personal, and let's say finance. So work, personal, or health. Go with work, personal, and health. Now we got priority. So priority, and this will be high, medium, and low. And we got so I'll just keep everything in maybe small case. Okay, let's keep it here. Then we got status. Status is so I can we can add a to do here. We can add in progress, progress list, and then we can add done. That's it. So got an basic entity here. Uh, let's go with create task DTO, update task DTO. So in create task DTO, we get everything. So what do we get? We get title. This is definite. We get title. Then we get hmm, we have to write everything. Okay. So in DTO as well, we have to do this title, and then we get due date. So due date is optional. So this is optional. This is the type. Then we get type. So type is compulsory, and we got the type as these. Then we got priority. Priority is compulsory as well. So we will have a default value. Then we got status, and status is like by default. So we won't take status, or yeah, we won't take status. By default, every task is to do, and then it can be in progress or done. So we are done with create task DTO. Let's go with update task DTO. Now in create task DTO we had nothing, but here we have create task DTO, so it extends partial, and we got partial types. Yes. So yeah, this is nice. We got task ID first of all, because obviously we will be taking task ID to update them. Then we will be taking title, and basically everything. So we got title, due date, type, priority status. Title, due date, type, priority, status. So we got what was status. Um, I'm just curious if linter works in this, because some are like, I'll just keep this undefined. Some are like single quotes, some are double quotes. So let's see how linter will work here. I guess we had this lint stuff in right here. Yeah. npm run lint. Run. Hmm, three problems. So promises must await. So we got in our main.ts, which is, yeah. Oh, yeah. Series promises must, and there is the find button values. Okay, so it doesn't. We'll do it by ourselves. Done. The container new workspace compare origin with the file content. What now we can move ahead. We got DTO entity, and let's go with the controller. So in controller we got task, and mm, we have private read-only task service. This dot task dot create got we create here, we find all. It's going through ID, update, you know, what's got modules here, and then service. We got DTO for create this action. So I guess this works. Now let's complete this one. We will add in an array here. So I will not make a repo here, and just add it here. It suggests us to make a repository, I guess. It doesn't. So I'll just have a private um, private tasks array. About the type of task, and we do not have a type task here. So task dot ts, and we got no type dot ts, hash dot ts, and we get new type task, uh, and we create an entity here. We are already exporting this. We don't need this one maybe. We'll just take this from entity. We do not need this. And this is of type task. I definitely wrote this in wrongly. Member task implicitly has any type, but a better type connection. So this definitely comes. And I don't know, it's thought it works like this. Task type setting. And yeah, it had an array for cats, so the controller, I guess in service only. So provider and provider, yeah, private read only. This one. What does read only do? The read only keyword when applied to a class makes the property immutable of time. So this is a TypeScript property which doesn't allow to make changes. Kind of like final in Spring. So private read only uh, task. Oh, like this. But because we didn't initialize this, we just made task to be of a type of task array. So these are tasks, and this is an array of type task. That's it. And we got our array here. So now when user asks to create the task, we just create a new task and then push it here. So got the DTO here and we push. So task dot push, and we get create task DTO here. So we push this only. I don't think so. It is not a single using the following property from task status and name. So we create two things, the ID, and so I'll just create an private read only task ID, which would be what it, initially it can be one. Yes. No, so it, it isn't a string. We can just create a new UUID here. We don't need to do this much. Yeah. So let's install this and we include the from crypto. I don't know how to create any UUID though. Create task detail. We got our new task as create task DTO, and then got task ID as uh, do you random UID. How does this work though? Let's see. Yeah. D. Node. So npm IUUID, we have to do this, and we can create just by this UID version 4. So yeah, do this. And along with task ID, we need to go for status. So status, and status we go for to is it um, cannot find name new task. So this is, I forgot the data types here. This is let new task, let them const, and then we push this new task in our task. So new task, this is, so type date is not assignable to type date. Undefined is not assignable to type date. We, yeah, because due date might be, may or may not be there. So we can just make this as optional. We don't need to have a due date here. Just make this as optional. Now I guess it should work. Type string is not assignable to type this one. So we got, oh, it's a task. Task has a type which has these types, while in create we got these types, and we got these types. We are giving this is not a string, this is a type status. Oh, we do not have a status here, and yeah, but is it because of this? Hopefully not. Argument of type is type script. There is an extension which allows us to read TypeScript error. So allows us to read TypeScript errors better. Is not assignable to parameter of type task. Type property status are incompatible. Type string is not assignable to type to do progress done. Mm, status is a string here. Just ask GPT. Yeah, I am making this. So I'll do, let's see. Understood. We are doing which looks correct, but if the status inferred as is understand, make sure status is typed correctly here a few ways. Search the literal Okay, so either we do it as to do define a union type and use it as task status. This will then if create to stand properly. Let's click. If we do this, apparently this should work. So this is our task entity, and if we do this and the status, we got task status. This doesn't work. As it would not works. And we push our new task here and we will return. So we just have to return this. Return task. And let's just test with this create one, and we maybe log seconds and log and tasks. Yep. Cannot find main task. And this one. This one works. So we are having this tracking. We most probably have the mapping for the service. So we got this create task DTO, and we return whatever this one says. Go to postman. So postman doesn't work. Postman. And now we can just make a request here. So this has to be post request, then we can go 3000 and we can make a request slash task, and here we need to pass create task DTO. So in body from this one we pass title first task, we pass some no due date, type and priority. So we pass type here, type, and let's keep it as work, and then priority. we got this. Let's send cannot send. Hmm, did not receive it. Let's go back and try to send a normal get request again. Right, 3000, and it's not able to send. When testing API level, you need to use the person you can currently have different you can select a response interface to look last. Oh, so we need to go for app. I want to glue it. No, not this one. Continue with Google Home. So we we are done with hmm, it's like that. We go local host 3000 and we send the request. We got level. So we can go for task as well, and in body we go for title, which is first task. We go for priority, which is high, and we go for type, which is what. Let's see. Got this. This action returns all tasks. I wasn't expecting this. Was expecting that this should return task service, and in task service task added, but I guess I have to recompile it maybe because there is no log as well. So let's see. Let's restart it. And let's resend it. Uh, this action returns all tasks. Okay, because we are sending it to Git. Let's go for post task added. Hopefully we get this as our array where we have the first task. We got we are able to do CRUD operation here. Let's complete this with uh, update and delete. So find all, it's just gonna return all the tasks. So tasks array. Then find one by ID, and this is gonna return whatever task has the ID. So this dot, so this is gonna return this dot task dot find or filter task where task dot task ID is same as ID. And this is a number actually. We need a string here, and then we return this task. And actually, I guess filter gives an array. I don't know. Let's see. And in update, we get ID. Similar to that, here also it's a string, and we got an update DTO. And in update, what we do is we get this. So for task let uh, existing task as this dot task dot find, and we get task where the task's ID is same as this ID. And when we get the existing task, we just update it with our update DTO. So we can do existing task is equals to existing task, comma, update task DTO. Okay, this is also like that. So this kind of overrides whatever is written here with this one, but let's see. Type title are incompatible. String undefined is not assignable to type string. Okay, so if we get something undefined, it is trying to override that as well. Um, what we can do is now we can maybe for now we can move ahead and let's see task ID. Title. I mean there must be some shortcut where this I'll just ask GPT. We can go by one. That this if we have update task dot due date, then we update that, but that would be hectic. So let's see. I'm doing this and this, but not. um, Yeah, require if you are confident, no existing updates and kind of ask for this. And this one would be no, yeah, this I can do this. We can filter out, that's the most correct thing. And just filter updates. So, but we only send whatever is, we, we never send everything here. We only send whatever we want to update. So, uh, let's say in title, we only send title if we want to update, otherwise, we do not send it. Yeah, so we have to remove it. It's not a good application to see. So we'll just do this. Mm, and in this, filtered updates, get format keys, update DTO. We got value which is not undefined, partial, uh, update task DTO, and in this, we get this. We remove everything, and what's this? Title are incorporated. Yeah, but we are removing, okay, filtered updates. Mm, yeah, string undefined task ID. So we do not actually push task ID here. Why do we have task ID in this update task DTO? Is what we need. And here types of property task ID and where we just removed it. Update task DTO. Service doesn't work. Hmm. Oh, because it doesn't have task ID and this one has. But that's property type is not assignable to task. Types of property task are incompatible. Type independent. But we have ID in our existing task. Right? Okay, so it might be possible that we do not have. So if we don't have existing task, then we can just return no such task date. And this was the error. And now we are able to action on it. And let's just simplify this. Updated our task, and this should update. We are done. Type number is not assignable to type string. Where is it? Task controller, and yeah, we are finding one with ID, but this should be string, and task service of find one ID. Find one ID string. We are getting string. We are taking string. This is a string. Argument of type number is, but ID is string. Find one. This takes a string. Why was there a plus? Fast is one plus 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 using a plus operator, it converts a value to a number. Oh, never knew that. We have to remove this plus. And we got the ID here. We can update it by removing this plus, and we can delete. So let's complete remove as well. We got string here, and we can just filter also. So we get this dot task is equals to this dot task dot filter. So we get an array here uh, in filter. Instead, we can just find where this is equals to this, and yeah, this filter the task which has task dot task ID similar to our ID. That's it. So cannot assign task because it's a read-only property. And now how do we do this? Maybe there's something dot. Let's test again. Says cannot send task read-only. Think no. Remove read-only if mutation is needed. Create a new filtered array. If task should be needed, just store the filtered result ID. This is helpful. So we have to remove the read-only. And we are done. Remove task. Done with this. Just need to remove this. And we are done. And let's just check everyone. So we got create one. Let's go with find all. So this is a get request, and we got an empty array. Why so? Maybe just because we restarted the server, or is it? Yeah, I guess so. Let's just create one. So let's post and create this one. Task added. Then we get again task. Yeah. So we got our task here. We can find a specific task by ID. So we have tasks ID as this. We can put it here. Params dot ID was this. And this these and submit it. We got this. We got an array again. but find one we did the return. This dot was not find. It doesn't. Okay, it does return some error. So what we can do is find last the find zero object is possibly null. Oh, because that exists in Mongo only. So find last works, I guess. Again, we have to create it. So I'll just paste this one and let's have the post request. I will remove this and go with post. Then we get it. So we get everything. Then let's add this again and let's put this again. We got an array. So let first task push this and if first task is not null, then we return first task of 0, or otherwise return maybe no tasks yet. Let's do the post one again. Task added. Sorry. And then let's do the get one. We got the task. We need to get this task. Get and we get an error again. How is that? Mm, Arrays. Oh, I still kept the last first. If you want to return the match task, not an array. Find last task, return task. Well, I am doing this. Yeah, let's do this. Post created, got everything for a particular ID. We are getting error back. Now, parents got ID. I don't think we are even hitting it, so it's response very different. Nothing. Done. then yeah, we are not even hitting it. So find one requires string ID and got get ID task slash ID. Oh, we are using query column here. That's why. So if we do this, then it should work. No tasks yet. Yeah. And then we can update and delete. So let's do that as well. Post. Yeah. Without task, and then get got got two tasks. Um, let's do this. So we got this, and we get it. We got the first task, and then mm, so it gives the array. Now find one. It should give just an object. Return tasks. We still return tasks. That's fine because we are returning an array. Tasks are zero. Now it should work. Second and get got get this task this one cannot get slash task double slash not this. Now let's update this one. So got the ID and we can just send a put request here. So with ID and in body, you can just update whatever you want to do. So patch request actually, it's written patch here, and in patch we can just change the title. No, not the title. Let's change the priority. Isn't the title automatic? This maybe but let's do this. Updated. Let's get all the let's get this task. And we got the work only, not the health. Mm, delete without the existing task. Return objects. And we never saved this, so that's why. So maybe what we can do is we can filter this out. So we filter this. And no, we find this, then we yeah, maybe we filter it out. So instead of this, we get let existing task is equals to this dot task dot filter, and then we got the task where task dot task ID is this ID, and then if this comment is out, and then we if we got the existing task, then uh, and it's existing dot length is greater than 1, then we I'll just take if tasks, and then we do that existing task is to instance of 0, and we update this, so we can just return this one here. It's pretty bad. We do this inside, so return this instead. And here we check if we get this, then so we got the filtered entries, and then we update our existing task, and then we push it. So this dot task dot push existing task, and we updated it. Not good for now. Enough. Now we create one. So let's create this one. Do not need task ID here. We do not need status here. Just type it out. So let's do the push request. And this. We got this. We go for medium and work. And with this as well, we got all the tasks, and we got this. Now we copy this one, we do this, and we can update on this one. We need this one to send the patch request, and we can change the status and all. So here we go for work, then health and water. The third type, personal. So personal, and keeping this as low. I don't know how we are avoiding this. What this window. Let's do this. Yes. Update and patch. No such task to update. Says no such task to update. Which means did not got the task. Existing task. I guess do not have the correct ID. I'll just copy this from here and just try to do this again. Let's see. Maybe let's see. So in controller, yeah, there's this ID patch slash ID. and we do not get greater than 1, so that's why. Let's copy this. And then say, never thought we'll get stuck here so badly. And oh shit. Um yeah. So we have to go with title and status. So title first first. I'll just keep one right now. And then we get all the task, we got this task, and then we update the form. So we'll do a patch request. Just this, and we'll just do this as high. That's then we got updated, we get request, yeah, so much. We got this, and we put it on high, but it's not updated yet. We push the existing task. Yeah. Mm, I am thinking so. Why this so updating the task, we are creating a new updated task. So duplicate that. Creates a new task. Yeah. Creates new task. But remove replace. Next. Next. Return. Oh, I need this function. So we get the index of the task if task exists, otherwise it's all done. We got the index from find index. If task exists, we get the task, we update the task, and then we put it back to the same index. Even us creating a new task, it should have worked. It's all right.